Hello guys, this is Panda, and today I want to show you the version of Rotor in a bit more detail, which I showed in the tick speed video. But before, I want to mention two more things you can do with the tick speed thing. The first thing is, if you render something with a lower tick speed, it's a lot less likely to have rendering glitches. For example, Mary the Lapis team used it to create a teaser for her tweet generator. So make sure to check that out. And then the second use, I hate myself for forgetting it in the last video, but Redstone Spire made a really awesome iron farm, 40,000 iron ingots per hour, and he used the tick speed mod to be able to build it faster. So the tick speed mod is compatible with the village marker mod. You can just install them both, and then you can speed up the tick and therefore debug iron farms a lot faster. But yeah, that's that. Let's get to this messy redstone here. It's just messy because I built a few things around it. The basic rotor motor thing is pretty clean. So we have a button somewhere down here to turn it on. And then have a button up here to turn it off again. And I added that. So the rotor itself is not automatically turning on, but we can just take slime blocks and face against the piston here, and then spam right click till there's 3 slime blocks inside. So now you can see there's 3 slime blocks. We go to a low tick speed, you can see it nicely. So yeah, as in Pi's rotor. Also the link to Pi's video will of course be in the description. It shows a lot more things with this rotor. Before I show how to build it, I want to show one other thing though. So on the side here I set up pistons which push around sand. We just have to fill up the last few sand blocks though. That should be fine. So now if I break the blocks out below the sand is not falling down. Well, actually it is falling down if you look closely, and I think that's also better visible on a lower tick speed. So you see the sand gets moved. And at the same time, if you look at the bottom line here, it moves down a bit. Maybe over there we can see it better. It's a bit hard to see. If I press F3 and B, then the hitboxes of entities will get shown, and it will get easier. Let me get the tick speed up again. So, you see, wait, over here we should see it better, or no, I'm still on the wrong side. Over here we should see it best, because then we see this blue line out of it. We see that there is an entity hitbox. So that's the entity hitbox of a falling sand entity. You can see it here. And that means that the block actually starts falling, but then the entity gets deleted instead of the block. The reason for that is the way sand falls, and in the past that was used in sand generators. So when sand starts falling, it places a sand entity below the sand block, and then the first time the sand entity gets ticked, it removes the block on top of it, or if there is no sand block anymore, it removes itself again. And that's what's happening here. The sand block is starting to fall, but then before the sand entity gets ticked, the piston moves the blocks to the side, so then there's block 36 in this position, and the falling sand entity just sees block 36 above itself and deletes itself, and therefore it's just popping up for a tiny moment here, and then getting deleted again, and the sand is not really dropping down, but going in circles. I just thought that was also interesting to know, so let's turn this thing off again. Obviously then the sand drops down, and this thing gets stuck. Let's just try to build it up. Let me get a repeater here. I think that's all resources I will need. So let's start somewhere in the air. Place a normal piston and make it an instant smart piston, basically like a zero ticked smart piston. So we build it up like this. So in front of the piston on the side, place a redstone wire, go up, and then go diagonally off the piston 2 blocks there. And then also we have to place a piston down here. So it looks like this. What this does is, when I place a redstone block here, it will power this redstone line. This piston will just get budded, but this piston will get powered and updated, and that causes it to get a zero tick. And you can see it's pushing the block really fast. And now we will just repeat this thing 3 more times. So the next one will be over here where the block is. And move the block to this side. Then we build it one more time over here. And one more time over here, so that it will push the block in a circle. Yeah, now just the same thing again. Block diagonally of below the redstone block. Then one block up again, and then wire it to the piston. Place the redstone, and place the piston to update it. And same thing again. Block here. And there we go. Redstone there, and the update piston. And the last thing here. And not to forget the update piston. And you see now this block gets moved all around. And now to get Pi's rotor working. Okay, I can break this block. It's block 36 all the time. So let's just stop it like this. To get this working like Pi's rotor, what we need to do is move 3 redstone blocks in there at the right timings. And to do that, I will just place 3 pistons down here. And place 2 sand blocks on them each. So yeah, you see how low the pistons have to be, like 3 blocks in between these pistons and these pistons. And then, yeah, we just have 2 sand blocks on each of these 3 pistons, and then we put the redstone blocks on top. And now we need to wire them up. For that we will start with this one in the corner, and then go against the push direction. So this piston pushes towards us, so that's how we want to face. And if we stand on this block, we don't want to look at the redstone, we want to look at the piston here. It's also not this redstone back here and this piston, but there's a piston which is one a part of us. Then we go down here, place blocks on the side here, around here, and inside here. Now, first up we want to power this piston, then 3 ticks later we want to power the piston back here. And then another tick later, we want to power the last piston. And we have to power it with a button. If we do that, you can see it's nicely running now. And yeah, let me just stop it the not so fancy way for now. Now, before we build in the reset, I want to show what happens when you start it with a repeater. So you would imagine it would do the same, right? It's just, there we have directly the button powering the redstone here. Now we power it through a repeater. But if we do this, it breaks. So yeah, that has to do with the inner tick update orders. So it needs to be triggered by an entity basically. There might be a way to get it to work with a repeater input as well, but yeah. For now we just use a button there. And yeah, that's the starter. Now to stop it again, we want to push these 3 redstone blocks down again. So what we do is we place pistons on top of here. What did I break there? That was a piston, right? Yeah. So we place 3 pistons facing downwards. So they would push these redstone blocks down again. And on the corner piston of them, we place a block and then a redstone dust on top of it. And yeah, then we want to go to this side here where the piston, where we face at the piston when we look at down at the hole here. And want to place a sticky piston 2 blocks above this piston. So 1, 2, and then here's the sticky piston. And in front of the sticky piston, a redstone block. So when the sticky piston gets powered, the redstone block will get moved into the position where it powers our redstone over here, which then will power these 3 pistons. Like it will directly power this one and quasi-power the other 2. Yeah, now we want to go over here and place a normal piston facing against the redstone block from the other side, like this. And this normal piston should usually be powered, so we just place a block somewhere next to it, torch on it, and the button as an input to reset it. So now all that's needed for the reset that's left is we need to wire up the piston, the same redstone wire which powers the piston 2 below it, to the sticky piston as well. So we can just do that like this. And that's it. Let's try out if it works, and afterwards I will try to explain a bit why it works. There we go. We can start it and stop it. And yeah, now you could use the 4 outputs on the sides to wire it up to 4 pistons, like here, which you use for the rotor or the sensing, or whatever you want to try out with it. So yeah, the trick here for the stopping thing is that we trigger at the same time as this piston down here got a pulse. We trigger the top one here, and as it is a 0 tick pulse that gets generated here when there is a block pushed, the sticky piston gets a 0 tick pulse as well. And yeah, when we turn it off, the piston here is retracted, so it can push, and it immediately turns on this redstone. So all these 3 pistons are budded, and we know that there is no block in front of this one because this one just triggered. So it triggered at the same time as a sticky piston up here. So we know that the blocks are below all the other 3. And as the pistons are all budded, as soon as the block 36 that are below there become normal blocks, they update the piston and get pushed down. And yeah, let's start it one more time. And maybe watch it in slow motion if we can. Not super slow. Or actually, let's make it a bit slower and try to see the stopping mechanism here. So I press it, this piston retracts. This one pushes down there, this one pushes up here at the same time, and you see these 3 pushed a little later than this one up here because they had to wait till the block 36 became a solid block again. So yeah. And that's basically it. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.